Hello, NCC TV viewers. Welcome to a special edition of Newcastle County's Fix Up of the Week.
Good morning. My name is Bill McCall. I'm the Executive Director of United Cerebral Palsy, and I want to thank you all for coming out. This is a really good day for United Cerebral Palsy. This is another house that we're being able to open, and we're opening it with our partner Newcastle County and Delaware State Housing Authority. I can't tell you how happy we are that we've been able to do this. We're going to talk a little bit more about the house in a little bit. We're going to try and be brief this morning because it is kind of cold out. The folks that are here, they're going to be talking for a little bit. I'd like to introduce them. There we have the Honorable Thomas Gordon, who's the Newcastle County Executive. Tom. We have Anas Benadi, who is the Director of the Delaware State Housing Authority. And we have the Honorable George Smiley, who is the Newcastle County Councilman for this district, which is the 7th district. So we really appreciate them being here. I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to introduce Tom Gordon first and ask him to say a few words. Tom?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And it's an honor to be here. And I was kind enough to have my department write me some speaking points. But one thing I don't do is take credit for something that I didn't do. And before we get started, this is a case that you're going to hear from George Smiley. But George Smiley drove this, kept it going with the department that he worked with before I got here and after. So I'm going to read very shortly some of the talking points here. But I want the credit to go to the department that created this and this council person who is sometimes a pain in the butt. And I have to tell you, but he's either, today we're going to give him an award at the police department because he thinks he's a police officer. He thinks he's a complaint officer, but more importantly, he cares about affordable housing and handicapability. And he drove this from that wreck that you see inside till now. So I'm happy to be here to celebrate the transformation of this. The mission of the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, which I'm told is 100% funded, is to assist neighbors affected by foreclosures or abandoned properties and to provide homeownerships the special needs and rental opportunities to be eligible for households. That's just such an important opportunity that we all ought to be very proud that we can be here today. In partnership with the Delaware Housing Authority, Newcastle County has been able to purchase over 80 foreclosed properties and closed over 150 loans for eligible home buyers to purchase vacant homes targeted by Newcastle County. Of the 80 properties, 1117 Robinson Drive is worthy of this very special ceremony today. It has been vacant for over a year before Newcastle County purchased this property from Beneficial Bank. The house has been deteriorated to the point, and I couldn't believe that picture inside. To look at it today to see what it's going to be, what it looks like, how it's going to increase the property value in here, and how it's going to provide such a beautiful home to some people that very much need it. Many would have run from this property, but the Newcastle County and UCP staff involved in this project, it was the perfect home. Some of the improvements made to this house include pretty much everything. But they said new roof. I mean, I don't even know why we got to read this. It's everything you saw. But it says windows, heating, HVAC system, new electrical rewiring, plumbing, sprinkler system, a tankless water heater, and the list goes on. We have most been excited about the accessibility modification made to this home. And it's hard to really distinguish this from a beautiful home. But the house was converted from a 3-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. That is 100% compliance with the American with Disability Act, with a 2-bedroom, 2 handicap accessible bathrooms, a shared living area, and a kitchen area, one that everyone in this place would be proud to live in. And that's a real trick to it. I would like to thank the county staff who worked on this project, specifically our General Manager for Community Service, Alan Mattis. John Prokopchak. Did I pronounce that right? I did that all right? John is now known as the guy on TV that does a modern day fix up your home. And that idea actually came from Councilman Smiley. He said, don't put me on TV, put your workers on TV. And that, I'm telling you, that's going to be a most watched TV, because I've got people calling my office wanting your autograph already. Who has been a rehabilitation specialist assigned at his home. Also Norman Spector. Norman, where are you? Norman's another famous TV star now. And Diana Biggs, who coordinated the neighborhood stabilization. Diana, thank you for your help. I could go on, but I don't need to. I want to turn it over to the people that got this done, and I want to thank you from the bottom of the citizens of Newcastle County, and let's let the people that made this happen take the microphone. Thank you.
We do want to recognize a few people who are here today. I'd like to recognize my boss, Donna Hopkins, who is the president of the UCP Board of Directors. We did want to recognize Alan Mattis, who is the general manager for the Department of Community Services. Alan, raise your hand again. There you are, thank you. I would like to recognize some of our UCP staff. I'm going to talk about them at various points, but I would like everybody to know that Elise Hensel is here, and Monty Edgar, who is our new CAP director. I want to introduce Anas Benadi, who is the director of the Delaware State Housing Authority. Anas?
Good morning. How is everybody doing? Good. Sorry for the scratchy voice. But first I want to thank Newcastle County and UCP for inviting me to join this celebration. This is really a celebration, because if you look at it, this is how governments at different levels, federal, state, local jurisdictions, get to partner together, which doesn't happen often these days, and work with our nonprofit and for-profit partners to create something that's exciting, to really put the community and our clients dead in the center, and try to provide them with the most comprehensive set of services. This is a result of the NSP, which is the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. Delaware, we were lucky to receive actually 3 rounds of funding that totaled about $35 million. And we were able to impact more than 500 homes in our states here and in our communities. About roughly $13 million went to Newcastle County, and the rest of it went to the other jurisdiction, the other 2 counties, the city of Wilmington and Dover. But the beauty about this is taking a home that has been a drag on the community and really turn it back to becoming what it was supposed to be, an asset to the community, to help raise the value, not just for the house itself, but the neighborhood and the other houses around it. We really have been lucky to have Newcastle County as a partner here, and I want to thank Alan and Carrie specifically for their work on this. It was not easy. We had some tough objectives and deadline and reports to meet. You know, government, we love the deadlines and reporting. So we, when those challenges arise, folks at Newcastle County were not shy, and they rolled up their sleeves. We got on conference calls and we made it happen. And out of all 3 rounds, we are almost at 100% in terms of spend. The beauty again about this program is that it's an investment, meaning that some of the funds are restricted, so some of them get to be recaptured and reused again. So I cannot predict the number of homes that will be impacted, but I know it's going to be more than the 500 that we have impacted so far because of the recycling of some of these funds that will keep on going. I also want to thank UCP. UCP has not been just a partner on this initiative, but has been advocates to bring in a voice to persons with disability in general in this state. And because of their work and work of other advocates, we are seeing the fruits in some of the initiatives that have been implemented. At DSHA level, because of the advocate voices, we were able to change on the multifamily side our qualified allocation plan to go beyond the 5% that's required by the federal government. So just because of that minor change, instead of producing 50 units out of the 1,000 that were created the last couple of years, we have produced 172 units on our rental communities that are fully accessible today to our Delawareans with disability. And you know, the structure by itself cannot work, especially on the rental side, without subsidy. And that's why working with UCP, working with our Department of Health Social Services, with our state legislators, we were able to secure funding for the State Rental Assistance Program, which I'm sure some of you are familiar with, which really allows persons with disability to live independently and safely in the community and receive services right in the community instead of being sitting in institutions. And it has been a win-win, not just the social impact, but also the economic impact. When you pull the reports and you see how much it costs us to keep someone in institutions like DPC, for example, and you compare that to the cost of housing and services all included in the community, it's really just a fraction of what it costs us in the institution. So all that would have been not accomplished without the help of our local jurisdiction partners and especially our nonprofits. So to the Newcastle County folks, to Executive Tom Gordon, Councilman Smiley, to staff, especially Carrie and Alan, thank you very much for your partnership and looking forward to more exciting and challenging partnership. Thank you.
So tall. George Smiley, why don't you come up for a few moments, okay? Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming out today. First thing I have to do is I'd like to thank the County Executive and Community Services for inviting me. Those of you that know me, those of you that don't and question others, you will find that inviting me to an event is a hold your breath situation because nobody ever knows what I'll say. So you can exhale now, it's going to be good. I want to especially thank Community Services, UCP, and those involved in this home here. This is great, not only for this community, but I have to tell you, I take great personal satisfaction. I stood on this site, on the phone with Newcastle County, telling them, I'm at the back of the house and I see the front street through the walls. This has to come down. It was a long, hard-fought struggle, but you look at it today, I've been on council 9 years. This was the worst property in the 7th Council District, the worst. And I count it now as one of the nicest that we have. Really one of the nicest. Thank you very much. The peripheral effects that people don't see, and if you come back to this community in a year, ride through it today, ride through it in a year, and you will see the effect that this property will have on the homeowners around it. People begin boosting their pride level. They begin taking a little extra care. Properties that no one's in, you'll see investors or people that are looking for homes come in. They'll ride by, they'll look at this, and they may see a home that doesn't. And for the record, I did not cause that. You'll see them ride by, and what they'll do is they'll look at this home. They'll ride down the street, they'll see one for sale. And the thought's going to be, I can make this look as good as that, and that benefits the entire community. I co-chair finance, my eye's always on the dollar, and it's just great to see, with the assistance of UCP, partnerships with the state, even in times of a struggling economy, even in times of fiscal restraint, we can do good things and we can help those in need like this property. Thank you very much for your time.
It worked.